Mm. I'm eating these from the
Oh, your
VidCon.
Reese's that you hijacked.
Mm. They're so good.
They're the white
Mm.
chocolate ones, yeah.
Yes, I love. If anyone's watching, I love me some white chocolate Reese's. Love it. My favorite ever. Mm. And these are from the LibCon West. They had like candy. Oh, I just gleeped on my lap, my keyboard.
Yeah, they had a
They had
nice
candy
little
and
cosplay
snacks and drink.
room.
Mm-hmm. My favorite. Okay.
Breakfast of champions. I just had.
I'm
I
nice.
mean, I also just had Reese's Pieces, so
Mm.
we both had Reese's for breakfast.
I love anything Reese's. Like, oh,
Me
so good.
too.
Okay. Hi everyone. Welcome back to CosTalk Live. We are kind of on our second to last episode, and we're going to kind of recap the whole year, the events that we've done, both as individuals and as CosTalk Live.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so hey, cool gamer, thanks for watching. So I am Jinx Cosplay. I've been cosplaying since 2001, based here in Arizona. And I am wearing my Sally Disney bound,
It's so
which I
cute.
wore to Disneyland. I'm just not wearing the skirt because I'm sitting down. But I did hand stitch all these patches myself, and I'm going to add more to it too, so I have more when I wear it again next time. And you are?
Hi guys, I'm Insomni Matt. I've been cosplaying since 2017 here in Arizona as well, local. And yeah, we're rounding out the end of the year. It's officially December 3rd, so only a few weeks left in December, which is why we're doing a lovely kind of recap episode here on just a memory lane of what we've done this year.
Yeah, and for those of you that don't know, we are going to take a break after next Sunday's show.
Mm-hmm.
So December 10th is going to be our last show of the year. We have not scheduled when we're going to do our next one, but that's okay because we're going to reconvene and kind of put our plan together and yeah, go from there. So what we're going to do today is, start from the beginning of the year and go on through till today.
Mm-hmm.
And a little bit of background, if you don't know much about CosTalk Live, is that we started it in 2020 during the pandemic. I think April 2020 was when we did our first show. And it was really just to connect our friends and kind of bring people back into cosplay when there wasn't like venues or events to see cosplay. And we kind of just, took it as it went, and it's done a lot of great things. And we restructure a lot because, again, it started out as like a fun social thing.
Mm-hmm.
And we do like to try and keep up with the requests of our viewers. So we are going to do another kind of replan, restructure again for 2024. But nothing big and crazy. Like, we're not going to do any huge big changes.
No,
So
it's just exciting because as the needs evolve, so do we. And that's if you're staying stagnant and you're not changing with the times, that's something you may want to look at. It's important to kind of evolve and see where you can make
I might
fine
need to
tune changes.
I might need to reconnect this to Facebook because it's doing the funny thing again.
It's doing the thing again.
Ruh-roh. Let's see if it works. Can
But
you
yeah,
guys see
like
it? No, it's not working. Okay,
it's
let
not working
me.
at all. Okay,
No, I don't know why it does that. So let me disconnect and re-add it. Delete.
just
If
one
you're
of
watching,
our many issues that happens. You never know what you're
I
gonna run
know.
into.
I don't know why it does that. Like, I reconnected it when I logged in. So,
It unconnected between starting the live. That's interesting. Hmm.
oh, I guess this is our memory lane. So, so the reason why we're so confused is because like Thermo cosplay schedules all the shows, which I'm 100% grateful for. But then I didn't read the description. So actually, it's our memory lane, us going through our cosplays.
Oh. Okay.
So yeah, I can totally do that. Um, let's get connected
Just
here.
like from like our beginnings to where we are now, like our first
Mm-hmm.
cosplay to. Oh, okay. Cool. I like
Let's
that idea.
see.
Good idea, Sam. Sorry, we misunderstood the assignment.
Let's see if we got connected to Facebook.
Well, that's a lot easier then,
Okay,
actually,
that
to
was
pull
cosplay
up.
gift ideas. Sorry, guys, we're having some technical difficulties as per usual. Here we
Mhm.
go. Okay, so we are live on Facebook. Okay, so the description
Yay.
is join the CosTalk live crew as they share photos of their journey through cosplay, aka baby cosplayer nostalgia.
Okay. Well, I'm
Okay,
glad we read that.
so that's what we're doing. Just one quick second here. Okay, so
Forgive us
Matthew,
as we pivot.
what? So you started in 2017, right?
Yeah, my first, well, my first con was at the end of 2017. I went to Tucson Comic Con just for a day because
Hmm.
my friend basically was in the contest, needed help performing, needed a performer for her skit and the costume she was making, and it was all Harry Potter themed. So I was definitely down with that. I'm actually trying to find a picture here real quick. Give me just a moment.
Now,
There it is,
had you heard
TCC
of
2017.
conventions and stuff before? Like, what was your
Yeah,
knowledge?
I'd heard of like Phoenix Fan Fusion, and that was really it. I thought there was, just one con a year in the area, and that was really all
Hmm.
um, that there was. Yeah, and I had no clue there were multiple conventions. I didn't know there were year round. I didn't know they were all over the state, and they encompassed, things from anime to horror to pop culture. Um, so yeah, I was really overwhelmed at first, but then I like caught the bug, and I haven't been able to stop since. So thank you, productions. Let me share real quick. To have an album from the couple pictures I have that day. So this was back in 2017 Tucson Comic Con. I went as Godric Gryffindor. We did the founders of Hogwarts, and we did actually win. So we got to go on stage and have a really, great blast together. There's us with the trophy. We went to Applebee's after to celebrate. We have productions, our friend Val, um, and another friend who's moved away since then, but we love you, Bree. But yeah, we got best group winner, so Prue was very very excited. Um, there's me swinging a sword around, and yeah, this was the kids contest. I just thought they were adorable. Um, oh, we actually have the performance here, so I can turn the sound down. But yeah, it was really cool. It was my first time ever. I've been doing cosplay and costuming, I guess, since like high school and junior high because I was like a theater kid, so it wasn't something like new to me per se. Uh, but in the like being judged on stage was a completely different concept. I had to kind of come to terms with. Um, but yeah, Prue, the Ravenclaw, the one in like the blue silver dresses, she made all the costumes for us, and it was a really great time. It was an interesting experience, and as a theater person, you do enjoy the applause and the critique and the fun, and how many people enjoy your costumes and how excited they were to see you all on stage. And yeah,
So
I
you're
just caught the
more or
bug
less like the
since then.
model, right? The cosplay
Yeah,
model.
yeah, I didn't have any hands in making it or anything, but we did have a just a great time on stage. And like I said, I caught the bug, and I haven't stopped since, and been having a lot of fun
Right.
since then. So yeah, that was 2017, November 5th. So just past another year there. So yeah, that's it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went off stage, and this is where I actually met quite a few of you. I met Thermo here. I met Amber Bright here. I met Gus with Heroes United here.
I don't think I
So
went
yeah,
that
it was a
year.
no. I
I
don't
didn't
think
go
you were
that.
there that year. I met Liz. Yeah, lots of wonderful, great people. Let me
Yeah. I have
unshare.
to
Yeah,
say that
but yeah, that was my first.
you jumped right into the whole competition thing like straight away. I mean, but then again, it was because you
Yeah,
were kind of like doing a friend a favor, right? So you got to kind of
exactly.
experience it early in your cosplay career. Um,
Yeah.
Tucson Comic Con 2017. So I moved back into the country in December of 2016, and I hadn't really met everybody. Like I actually met Sam online before I moved back.
Oh wow.
I met Thermo Cosplay, yeah, because I would go back home like almost, I think I went home almost every year to go back to Phoenix Comic Con. Like that was like my thing. I was like, I want to go home. And when I go home, I want to go during Phoenix Comic Con time.
Specifically that time, yeah.
Yeah. So I think I went back like 3 times over the course of my 6 years living overseas. And the last time I was there, 2016, I had seen what's funny is like I remember walking past Sam and Lena as they were posing as Kay and Yuri from Dirty Pair. And I was like, oh my God, that's so cool. I did Kay and Yuri too. Like it's such a retro anime. I was like, oh, but they were like posing and there was like all these cameras. So I just like walked by and just
Aw.
like admired from afar. And then I don't know how it happened, but then Sam reached out to me and was like, hey, I write for Fangirl Nation and I would love to interview you. And I was like, how did you find me? And maybe she like went through like the Phoenix Comic Con feeds, or I must have commented on something. Maybe I commented on something I saw. Maybe I saw her
Mhm.
Instagram, was like, oh my God, I saw you guys, or whatever. I really can't remember. So she did a feature on me um, for Fangirl Nation. And then we like kept in touch. And then when I came back into town, it's kind of like, hey, like I don't have any cosplay
Aw.
friends here. So they kind of, Sam and Lena kind of took me under their wing. And then, of course, I met everybody else pretty much through like knowing Sam. I met
Yeah.
Prue through her, and then and then I met like Amber through Sam, and I met
I think we met at
Liz.
I think the first memory I have of you was 2018 Tucson when
Yep.
you were you had that little red bow and like the yellow top. I forget the character
Yep.
name. It was
Yeah,
Street Fighter or something.
it was Josie from Tekken. Yeah, no, I remember that. And they had known you, so I was like, yeah, cool, whatever. Like I can't a lot of times I can't remember how I met some of my current cosplay friends because they just
Hmm.
like showed up, right? And they knew someone else who knew someone else. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool,
It seems like they've been there the whole time. Like you just, yeah, it's hard
Yeah,
to. It all starts to blend together when you're just, you know, poor Sam. I think
right.
she's at like 19 cons this year. So it's like once you're just on the circuit, it just all kind of starts to blend together.
Yep. And I was like the newcomer, right? So I was just like, I'm just here to have fun. And then I met people that way. Um, so that was a really cool experience. But for me, my cosplay career started way back in 2001. Yes, I'm that old. My birthday's tomorrow. Woo, birthday's
Happy
tomorrow.
birthday!
Happy birthday. I'm gonna be 40. Yes, I will. Wait, 40. Woo. Um, and I my family, they were pretty geeky, so we would go to vacations to San Diego Comic Con. The
Oh,
first
that's
one I
so
went to was
cool.
1996. Yeah, first one I went to was 1996, and I saw like cosplayers there, but then I later learned that they were booth babes. So,
Mm.
if you don't know that term, those are like hired models to wear costumes that are not necessarily fans of, or created the costume or wore it for their own like
Mm.
entertainment. They used to get a bad rap, booth babes, but it's like whatever, it's a job, right? So I booth babed for Nintendo. So
Oh,
um,
that's cool.
yeah, so that happened, and then my mom sewed all of our costumes when we were young, and then taught me how to sew. And then when I was like, I want to do this thing, and she's like, that sounds cool. So my mom was really, really great at like helping me pattern stuff and doing all the difficult stuff. And I did my first cosplay Renoa from Final Fantasy VIII in 2001, San Diego Comic
Mm.
Con 2001. I know, long ass time ago. Um, and that was a lot of fun because like there was barely any cosplay at the time. Like probably like 5 to 10% of con goers were cosplaying in 2001. It was a
Oh yeah,
very,
because
very,
yeah.
yeah, very small crowd doing the cosplay thing. It was more of like the really hardcore people were cosplaying, right?
Well, yeah,
So
because you had back in the day, you had to make everything. It wasn't as easily available patterns wise, fabrics wise, all of it.
yeah,
So you had to be a
so
much more craftier.
Right. It was not nearly as easy and accessible as it is now, which is great. Like
Mm.
I'm not hating on it at all. I think it's wonderful that it's a lot more accessible. So that was my first cosplay. And again, like Matt said, like it wasn't easy to source stuff. So pretty much everything that we did or made had to be done by ourselves. I had to find this ribbed sweater material and in white, hopefully. Like if I found it in the blue color, that would have been perfect, but I found it in white and then I dyed it, and then I had to like dye it and then bleach it and then dye it to get like the right
Oh,
color.
geez.
Yeah. And then I bought like a black tank top, which was fine, black biker shorts that I added zippers to, made the
Mhm.
skirt. And that was pretty much it. Oh, and then I like painted on the wings. So I made like a stencil and I painted on the wings in the
Oh.
back. And that was pretty much it. And my high school boyfriend at the time, we made him a squall outfit. So it
Hmm.
was Renault and Squall. He didn't wear that until Anime Expo 2002. So I wore my costume in 2001, and then 2002 came around. I graduated high school, blah, 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 surprise. And me and a couple friends went to Anime Expo as like our graduation trip, right? Like huge nerds.
Mm.
Um, so there I wore Renoa and I wore Honey from Fighting Vipers, and I wore my Yuri doppelganger from Adam Warren's version of Dirty Pair. I know I'm like randomly talking stuff. I'm gonna pull up some pictures here in a second.
Oh, you're good.
Um, but it was a lot of fun. Like my friends were like, "Yeah, sure, I'll cosplay." So my other friend, he was Vash from Trigun. Another friend, she did another Adam Warren character, um, which was Roxy Freefall from Gen 13. I don't know if anyone knows those
I've
references. Like
never
that's
heard of that.
amazing.
No.
Yeah, yeah, they're kind of obscure. And then yeah, like from there, I always forget the timeline, but that makes sense. That my second cosplay was Honey from Fighting Vipers. My third one was Yuri from the Doppelgangers. Oh, I'm just gonna go to my website. Actually, no, I don't go to my website. That's a lot easier. So this is gonna be some really old throwback stuff, guys.
I know.
If you
I'm
have any
scrolling. I
questions,
just scrolled to the back, like the beginning of my Instagram, and I'm like, oh my god, I
yeah,
haven't seen these pictures in forever.
I cannot go that far. Well, I can go that far back in my Instagram, but I do reshare a lot of stuff, so it's probably just better if I just share my costumes. Let's see. So I did Renoa. Let me share this. Present my screen. Share screen. Let's share Chrome tab. That one. Ta-da! Can you see it?
Mhm.
Okay, so this first picture is the latest that I wore Renoa. I wore her for the last time in 2018, I think. So here's a reference in case you forgot what she looks like from Final Fantasy VIII. She's a Tifa lookalike.
Mm.
And this was the very first picture I have or remember having from wearing that costume.
Oh, I love
So
that.
again, like so excited to see other people. This is Keistis from Final Fantasy VIII. So excited to see other people in the same fandoms. So of course we had to get a picture together. San Diego Comic Con 2001, the one that started it all. And then like I said, I wore it again at Anime Expo 2002. And that was my boyfriend at the time of Squall. And these are like scans of like physical pictures.
Physical
Like
pictures.
yeah,
I
that
love
was
it.
at our hotel. Yeah. So that's why these are always going to look like terrible quality. Super washed out, but Anime Expo 2002. And then I wore it again in Izona 2004. And this was taken by Eurobeat Kasumi. So I've known him quite a long time. So that's that.
Very
Let's see.
cool.
And then my other cosplays, we're just going to go through here. Comics cosplays. Oh no, there was another video game cosplay, Honey. So Honey from Fighting Vipers 2. Fighting Vipers 1 was a game on the Sega Saturn. And then 2 was never released in the US. It was only released in Japan.
Hmm.
So this is what she looks like. And then this is the first time I wore her. Anime Expo 2002. And I see they even had cosplay fashion walks back then. So I
Wow.
posed in a
That's 20
cosplay
years
fashion
ago.
walk. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That one was from 2008. Let's see, another one. Doing this little pose that she does. These are all from Anime Expo 2000. Oh, 2004. I wore it again. I'm confusing myself. I guess I wore it again in no, it is right. It is 2002. I don't know why that says 2004. Yeah, 2002 for sure. Like I'm little baby Jinx there. Little baby Jinx. And then here I wore it again in 2008 to San Diego Comic Con. And that was the
Hmm.
last time I was ever able to fit into it.
It's really pretty. I like the colors and the
Yeah. So my mom
wings are cool.
patterned it. So this is the more recent picture. Let me go to yeah. So my mom patterned it. The base dress is just a simple kind of like, like poofy, like, you know, poofy frilly dress. I kind of hand patterned the apron to go over it. And then these leg things were a pain to like figure out. Um, but I did those too. These shackles are made of like PVC pipe and electrical tape. My wings are cardboard and like a feather boa, like those cheap
Oh,
feather boas you can get. Um, and then these are all just like metal rings that I hand sewed on there. And I cheated. Those aren't holes. I just put a little piece of like blue fabric behind them. So it looked like it was like a hole.
there you
So
go.
those are just, yeah, I was like, this is too hard. I'm just going to put blue behind it. Um, and then there's actually a pocket on the inside of this apron, which I was thinking of pockets like way, way, way back when.
Always needed. Always put pockets in.
Yeah. So there's a pocket on the inside of that underside of the apron that I can, put my
I like
phone.
that
Well,
picture. That's a
phone.
good picture.
We carried our phones around in 2008, right? Yeah. So that was my second cosplay. And then the third one that nobody understands, nobody can get the reference because I don't blame you. I was big into obscure cosplay. When I started, I was like, I want to be cool and be someone nobody knows. So this is so Dirty Pair is an anime. It's a Japanese anime. It has like three different iterations, or maybe two different iterations. They have Dirty Pair, which is the original one in the 70s, and then Dirty Pair Flash, which came out in the 90s. I also did that one. And then American comic artist Adam Warren got the rights to it, and he made these comics called Dirty Pair Fatal But Not Serious. And I loved it. I have a couple of these graphic novels. And in this one, Kay, there's a doppelganger made of Kay, and she's pretty much insane and like tattoos herself and all this other stuff. So I thought, oh, did I say Kay? I mean Yuri. Yuri. Um, and so I thought that was really cute to do. So I kind of did that. I had my friends write with all over me with Sharpies. Do not recommend. 1010 do not recommend. Oh, 010 do not recommend. But yeah, this is my little Yuri doppelganger, which I'd love to do it again. Like she's such a fun character, and I just want to see if anyone would recognize her after
You
God knows
should
how
do
many
it.
years. So those are my first couple years of cosplay. Um, this one I pieced together. I didn't sew anything, so I don't know if that was really like heard of to like piece together costumes. I almost felt like it wasn't a cosplay because of that. Um, it was a lot of like more, like elitism back then. There were a lot more gatekeeping, which is never good for any fandom.
No.
Anthony says, "Hello, everyone. Nice background behind you, Jinx. Thank you, and also happy early birthday. Thank you very much. Again, my birthday's tomorrow. And if you go to my Instagram, my Amazon wish list is there. Anyway, so let's talk about like your next couple of cosplays, Matt, because mine will take forever.
um, I guess I will just do my first. Yeah, I'll do Phoenix. Phoenix. I believe it was either 18. No, yeah, it would have been 18. Um, I was like, oh, I'm gonna be cool like all these other people, and I'm a person who's never really cosplayed before, but I'm gonna make 3 new costumes for an event and be awesome. So, uh, that's what I tried to do, and I'm still very happy with how it turned out. So my first roster or lineup, if you want to call it, was April 19th, 2018, and these were the three costumes I had decided to make for Phoenix Fan Fusion. I did a
Okay,
gender bend Poison Ivy, Sokka from Avatar, and then a live action version of Gaston, which was um, probably the hardest one of them all. But the con itself, this was Gaston. It was a Frankenstein jacket of like three different jackets to make the vest, the
nice.
jacket itself, the cuffs. Um, and again, I'm more of a modifier, not a person who starts from scratch. So I hand sewed all the gold embellishment and buttons on, and that was a big task for someone who had never really done something like that before. Um, but yeah, a major help with Prue again from all of these. She's kind of my fairy cosplay godmother in many ways at the beginning. But yeah, this was the live action Gaston. Do not recommend wearing 3 layers of fleece and cotton at a Phoenix Fan Fusion though. I was very sweaty. Um, she helped me with Sokka as well, and everything actually here is handmade except for the boots. She helped me with my tunic. I hand sewed the white again, the trim. I dyed the gloves myself. We made a bag that matched the character because it's fun to, you know, have somewhere to put your stuff, but also have it fit your character. Um, and then my personal favorite like character ever, Poison Ivy. She's pretty much my number one person fictional character ever. So I really wanted to do a gender bend version, like an Arkham Breakout version from like the Batman games. So it's my costume fresh out of Gotham, Arkham Asylum. So we even have
I
like
remember
the
meeting
Arkham
you in
written down
that.
the side. Yes, yeah, I
Yeah, I
remember
remember
that.
meeting you again in that. Yeah, I thought that was really cool.
The
You
flowers
guys are
I hand painted and did the teeth on, styled the wig with the help of my roommate. We turned a giant scarf into a t-shirt. So yeah,
cool.
it was
I
very
see.
cool. And that was I got my first Phoenix fan fusion. Me and Prue did the gender bend versions of
Nice.
Bane and Poison Ivy from like the live action Batman movies back in the day. So that was one of my first dream cosplays, and three of like some of my comfort characters. Sokka, Avatar itself is one of my favorite costumes ever. And then, oh, I love this picture of me and Liz.
Oh yeah, you were at that Disney meetup, and that's
She
where I
was goose
met like
going.
Prue
The
and Liz
Disney
and all
meetup.
them. Hmm.
Yeah, that's one of my first meetups I ever did too. So
Nice.
that was a lot of fun. That's also Prue and Bree and Ashley, where I met
Beautiful.
Ashley, I believe.
A couple of comments
But yeah,
here.
that
Anthony
was
said,
my first.
oh, a couple comments. Anthony says, love that shirt you're wearing, Matt. Repping the inner senshi. Da, 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 da. And if you guys didn't know, Matt paints. So he's a painter. I keep telling him to like put his stuff out there. So I know that you like to like add like painting effects to all of your cosplays, which is really cool. April says, happy birthday, Jinx. Thank you. Nice to know someone else was cosplaying back in the day, just like I started out. And who asked you, are you still going to be cosplaying at age whatever? I got asked that, are you still going to be cosplaying when you're like 40? And at the time I said, yes, I will. So,
And it's
um,
true.
yeah, she says, my first cosplay was Belle Dandy at Anime Fest Dallas
How
2004.
dandy.
Oh my God, this is one of my favorite animes. And at the time, I didn't, like, I was very critical of myself. So I guess I can kind of talk about a little bit my early years of cosplay. Nobody gatekept me about like my ethnicity, but I gate kept myself. I've always felt like I should cosplay who I kind of resemble or look like, and obviously with these features, I didn't look like a lot of characters. But Belle Dandy, beautiful. I would have loved to cosplay Belle Dandy. I was like, oh, I'm probably more of a Skuld. Skuld is the youngest sister, and she's kind of like the annoying Brad type. But I really, really, my favorite really is Erd, and she's the real sexy one. And I have it on my docket to do an Erd at some point. I would love to, but yeah, I used to really, really like pigeonhole myself into wearing only things that I thought that I, felt appropriate in.
Which is fair.
So
That's we're our own worst critics sometimes. So that's
yeah,
definitely a mindset that I feel like a lot of people get themselves in because they're already afraid of critique. So they're like, "Oh, you're a different size than that person. You're a different skin color than that person." But again, that's part of the word is cosplay. You're
yeah.
not presenting, you're not, being paid to be that character. That's just you're having fun. So
And I know that there are still people that get harassed, and there's still gatekeepers out there to this day. So I'm not saying that like it
anytime I
was
wear a
really
gender bend, I get super nervous because people are always like, "That's a female character. What are you doing?" And
right.
like, so yeah,
So
people, it's always going to happen.
so I know that I'm privileged that I have not faced that kind of harassment. That I only like did it within myself, but I want to acknowledge that there are still people being harassed out there. It's not cool. There's no such thing as cosplay police. And I really, I would never have judged somebody else for what they cosplayed, but I would have definitely have judged myself. I'm like, I
Mhm.
don't care what everyone else does, but I really want to make sure that I stay in, whatever. So the next couple of cosplays, now the next couple of years are kind of a blur because there were no events in Phoenix. There were very few. So I mostly would travel to LA and San Diego to cosplay. Um, I had all my cosplay friends over there. I worked for a website that was like Geek Girls, and it was based in California. Most of the people were in California. And I still am friends with a lot of those awesome people today. So I'm very, very proud of that. But this is one of my earlier ones as well.
Go
Go
go!
Go from Kill Bill.
I love that
Yes.
one.
Mhm. So again, this is Gogo. If you don't remember what she looks like, this is a Chiaki. I don't remember her last name, but amazing Japanese performer in Kill Bill Volume One. Um, I made the skirt and then pretty much bought everything else. And this is the funny thing is, so I had a coworker who was like good at like tinkering at stuff, and he made this morning star for me, and it's like legit chain. Like you can see how much
Yeah.
it drops. It's like a legit like towing chain or something. I don't remember what the ball was made out of, but the spikes are made out of uh wall anchors, and they actually were quite sharp.
Oh.
And then he's got like a piece of leather around it and attached it. And I'm like, this definitely would not have been approved these days. Like, so this was at Anime Expo 2003, and I was allowed to bring that in.
Yeah, prop rules have definitely changed since then.
Yes. Oh, Anthony says, to be honest, Jinx, I really don't think you're 40. I thought you look a bit younger than me. Thank you. But let's also like break the mold that 40 doesn't have to look like a certain thing, right? So I
Mhm.
appreciate it, the compliments 100%. But also, like, this can be 40, right? Woo! Okay. Enough about me. So that was Anime Expo 2003. We're going to try and breeze through a couple more of my earlier ones. Another comic. So then it's kind of like between 2001 when I started in 2008. It was kind of just a mishmash of stuff. I would join groups, cosplay groups, and I would just be like, assign me the Asian person, right? So they're like, oh, you could be this girl from Danger Girl, the comic book Danger Girl, and there's a kamikaze one with this Asian assassin, right? So I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll do that. So I relegated myself to doing the Asian characters. Um, but there we all are. There's the Rachel, Becky, Megan, Tracy, and I cannot remember her name, Heather. And we were all characters from Danger Girl at San Diego Comic Con 2008.
Gotta love a good group.
Yeah, and we were very popular, obviously, as you might imagine. Um, so there was that one, and then another group I did, and I wasn't big on like cosplaying characters I didn't know. But if it was to do it with a group, I would. So here's
Yeah.
another one, Witchblade. I did not read the comic book, but somebody put together a whole Bearers of the Blade group, which throughout history, there's always been a different like bearer or whatever. So I'm this native slash cowgirl one. And then we, hung out with Mark Silvestri of, Top Cow
Is
Comics.
that Yaya?
There's Yaya. That's the first time I met Yaya. So
Aw.
Yeah. So that was a lot of fun. We got to hang out there. And this is, yeah, San Diego Comic Con
That's
2009.
super cool. I don't think I've seen that one before. I've read some of the Witchblade comics, so that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I haven't read any. I really just borrowed my Witchblade stuff and then just put everything else together. So cosplay back then was not serious at all for me. I just found it to be a fun thing, um, where I could just do it with my friends, which it should always be, right?
Hmm.
Um, let's see what else. I think I did a couple more video game cosplays within that period. So I was kind of like break down my cosplay career in like these kind of like stages. So from 2001 to 2008, I also did Talim from Soul Calibur to Anime Expo 2004. This was unfinished. I never finished it, never will. But I do want to do another Talim. So I wore this once at Anime Expo. And again, these are made of solid wood, would not fly these days. It's really interesting what what used to be totally fine and what totally is not anymore. I got a couple more here and then I will stop. Uh, let's see. And then I did these sexy cosplays,
Tonberry.
right? So, and I was big into Final Fantasy. So here is sexy Tonberry Queen.
That's kind of funny. It's like the Ets, like the Peachettes, the Bon, like it's like sexy
Hmm.
final. That's funny before it was even a thing. Wow.
And it wasn't acceptable to be sexy back then. Oh, this is 2010. So, okay, sorry, I went from 2001 to 2010 because I left the country in 2010. So I don't know, April, you remember that kind of thing where it was looked down upon to be
Mhm.
sexy. So, I mean, I would have relished in like the OnlyFans like period if it was like popular then. If I was that young cosplayer now, but anyway, I'm not. So, and then I did a sexy Moogle. Here's sexy Moogle.
I
Yes,
think
I
that's
wore
pretty
a
neat.
bra on the outside. And then I did Faith from Mirror's Edge. That
Mm.
was a really cool one. I didn't play that game to completion, but it was a lot of fun. Um, so I really liked. We had hired a makeup artist to come and do everybody, and she hand painted the tattoo with eyeliner. So
Oh,
that was that. And then I think the last one in that era was Prince of Persia, Alika, Prince of Persia. So this one was a little bit more like detailed than I'd ever done because I hand applied and painted these designs and stuff. So that was really cool. That was one of my first ones that I actually put quite a bit of effort in myself.
yeah, that
Um,
top's really pretty. I like the
yeah,
design.
it's meant to look like a ripped apart dress, right? So, but yeah, that was really good. My mom did that, and then I sewed the pants myself. So, but this was near the end of my stay in the U.S., and then I moved overseas.
Mm.
So, yep. So that's my first era. Um,
The first dawning of Jinx.
yeah. So tell us about like the next couple of years for you, Matt.
We can jump to. Actually, we'll just do the following Tucson since that would have been a year later. Um, Share. And I love this picture. So this is what I was talking about when I remember officially
Yep.
meeting and like really becoming friends with you guys. I was the Sandman from the Rise of the Guardians, one of my dream groups I was able to make happen in my first year of cosplay, which you know I don't feel like many people can say that because it's really hard to get a group to like all agree on a thing to have it
Yeah.
done on time, blah blah blah. Um, but yeah, the Rise of the
Or for
Guardians
like
was
to be in a group where everybody actually likes and wants to be in it, like instead
yeah,
of people just joining.
exactly,
Because like I said, I had joined groups just to join them, but yeah, same with our
exactly.
evolutions. I think that was the same with ours. Like everybody actually liked their
Mm,
character.
I actually like their character, yeah.
Who's the
But
one on
this
the
was
far right?
this guy.
Yeah.
That was a friend. I forget his actual name, but it was a friend
Okay.
of Peru's that we had dress up because he's actually wearing my Sokka
Oh.
to be the bunny.
And
But
Prue's
this
the
was
one next to
Ashley.
you?
This is Ashley's mom.
Oh, that's right, Selena. Oh
Yeah,
my God, Cosplay Mom
shout out to
3000.
Cosplay Mom 3000. Gotta love her. Ashley and her mom. She loves Tooth, so she was the first person I grabbed because she already had Tooth and loved wearing her. And that's why I really wanted to do Sandy because I love this movie. And then we got Liz to do Jack Frost and Mama cosplay.
Yep, Liz is
Um,
one of our original CTL members.
yes, we love her. And then that year, me and Val stayed together at a hotel. So we both did gender bend DC characters that day. Let's see if I can find a good picture of that. Well, that's his. He looks amazing in his Wonder Woman.
Wonder
Um,
Person.
Wonder Person, Wonder
Wonder
Them,
Human. Wonder They.
Wonder Human, and then
You did
oh,
Guy
it's weird. Why
Fire.
don't I have? Oh,
Who's
this is
that
another
with
good
you?
picture.
Who's
Yeah,
the
I did,
Raven
guys.
there? Oh, nice.
That was Cookie Cat. We did a shoot
Okay.
together once I had finished my Guy Fire, but that's who I was wearing with Val as his Wonder Woman because I love
Nice.
Starfire. Um,
I love Starfire
why
too.
don't I have any pictures of that? Oh, yeah, we're both big Starfire fans. I thought there would be one, but apparently there's. I guess we
There's a
did do
picture of
Ariel
us.
that day. So we did gender bends. Yeah,
I did
you were
regular
doing
Ariel.
I
Yay.
did another
Town
gender
girl.
bend because I love my gender bends.
Nice.
That was a fun one, but I would probably never wear it again.
Mm.
Uh, yeah, so that was my next Tucson and kind of like the big jump into my cosplay career. One of my first full shoots I really remember doing where we just had a giant meetup of like Harry Potter characters and everyone just had fun shooting. That was like, oh, not that one again. One of my first like real cool photo shoots that I remember ever being able to do.
Cool.
Um, wasn't a con or anything, but I met a lot of photographers and friends that I'm still friends with from then. Um, First Superhero Saturdays, I went as guest on with Heroes United. I had just joined them as a charity cosplay group. So my early career was spent doing a lot of events for charity. Here's some of the members and me. I was Wreck-It Ralph because I didn't have a superhero costume at the time, so I was hanging with the Disney crew. And then I eventually did make a Gambit, which was fun. Gambit's still probably my favorite like male X-Men character. And then I eventually did, with the help of a very dear friend, she bought me this costume because of the charity work I was doing. It is still my
Nice.
most expensive costume because of how much detail and like work is done in it. So yeah, that was like my real first jump into cosplay. I just started meeting lots of friends and started networking, and then I ended up joining again Heroes United, which was a charity cosplay group that is still kicking and going strong today. Um, Here's a cool picture of us actually there. That's I modified it or edited it to look like a comic, but
Nice.
this was back when the Snyder universe was still going strong, and um, people liked it. That's Kay. She's a local
Awesome.
lawyer, pageant woman, and then we have Starlit Memory. She's a very popular cosplayer around the country. Oh, there we go. This was the diversity
Oh,
lounge
cute.
with me and Val. So
Oh, in
that was a lot
Tucson.
of fun. So yeah, we had, and well, this was still Phoenix.
Oh, got it.
Yeah. Or wait. Oh yeah, I did wear that in 2019 to Phoenix. So yeah,
Yeah, it says
we did it
Phoenix.
again
Yeah,
for.
Phoenix
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Fan Fusion.
But that was the next year, so I guess we wore them again. I don't remember doing that though. But yeah, so that's kind of like my level up. I wanted because we enjoy it and do it for ourselves. When you're in cosplay, you really start to see people's reactions, and I was like, why can't we do
Hmm.
that for charity? All these charity groups are around. So for about a good year and a half, 2 years, I hung out with them and had a lot of really great events and memories from that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that brought me to
And
like 2020 when the pandemic hit, and then that's when I
yeah,
jumped out.
that's what changed for a lot of people. Um,
Yeah, that's when the show was founded.
Yeah. So my next kind of season, and I'm gonna have to like rush through this because I've been talking way too much. I moved to Dubai
Oh, it's
in
already like 10 till.
Dubai. Take a shot. Take a shot.
Oh.
I moved to Dubai in 2010 to take a job as a flight attendant, and I took a break from cosplaying because I didn't like know what the cosplay scene or anything was like there. So I started going to the Middle East Film and Comic Con and noticed that people were cosplaying. So this is the first cosplay I made in 2014 after that gap, that 4 year gap. Um, and this one was a challenge because it was the first one I made without my mom. My mom had passed away in 2012, and I didn't know where to find resources and stuff. I've learned that a lot better now. So Momohime from Vanilla Ware's Miramasa the Demon Blade. I made this. That's when I worked till MCM. But when I first wore it, oh, nope, I wore it a couple times. So let's see. Oh, I guess I don't have when I wore it the first time, but I wore it the first time. And then Yaya Han had come to MEFCC that year. So that was a lot of fun. I did get to wear it for a magazine called Shortlist Dubai. And it's kind of like Time Out, kind of like all these different events that are going on. And then when I
Mm.
came home, I made the sword. So, and then I wore it again to MCM London. And then this is kind of the spread inside the magazine. They were highlighting like not only Halloween season, but like the conventions that were happening. So that one kind of opened the door to doing more cosplays again and paying more attention to the cosplays. So I did also Mephilia from Bravely Default. She was one of the enemies. All these materials I would not use if I was doing it again today. Um, Again, like didn't know where to find resources, didn't have the materials, or didn't know where to find the materials. So a lot of these are like strange materials. Like these are made out of clay. This is made out of clay. The plastic I kind of finagled and painted. I painted with like glass paints. Although I do like the way these turned
Ooh,
out.
glass paint. Yeah.
Yeah, I do like the way the feathers turned out. Tried to paint the wig with watered down acrylic, which was such a terrible idea.
Hmm.
Here's a couple. So that's like, yeah, the clay casings I made. Um, Made these cellophane wings and stabbed myself several times.
Mm.
And then this is like what the wings look like when I used the glass paints. And so that was really cool the way those came out. Um, but yeah, I definitely, if I were to make it this year, I would make it completely different than what I did then. Oh, this is that terrible, like trying to like color the wig. Ugh, what a bad idea. And that was 2014, and I was like, I still wasn't knowing, just still didn't know what I was doing. Um, I threw together this Lewis because I went to San Diego Comic Con in 2012. Okay, so this actually was kind of the first one I made in between. It was just I threw it together because I went to visit home and went to San Diego Comic Con with my family. So I made that one in 2012. Lewis from Left 4 Dead, and I met Steven Wen. That was really cool.
Ooh.
Yeah. Let's see. Go back to video game. Most of my stuff was video game cosplays. Threw together a really quick Mario. I made the little skirt and then bought everything else. So that was something easy I could throw on. Also, you have to be a little more modest in Dubai. So that's obviously not in Dubai, but these are. So it was great to see other people cosplaying from like all over the world. Like, very awesome. A mix of me doing cosplays here and cosplays there. Games Arabia. I worked all these video game conventions. Josie Rizal from Tekken 7. That's the one that you said you had met me in. And I made that one as soon as she was released. So this is at Middle East Film and Comic Con 2015. So she was very popular because there's a lot of Filipinos in Dubai. And I did wear her again at
The
Tucson
color
Comic
scheme
Con.
reminds me of Snow White. Like it makes me think Snow White, but like
Mm,
a different version or something, like a Filipino version or something.
yeah.
It's cool.
So
I
like
love
the colors, yeah, the colors are based on the Philippine flag, but I
it.
totally get what
Oh
you're saying.
yeah,
Like,
the
especially if
primary.
this
Yeah.
was swapped, if the blue was on top and the yellow was on the bottom, it would really be like
Mm.
Snow Whitish. So that one I did, and then let's see. Okay, so then let's see what else. And then I only started doing Disney cosplay again. Like I still suffered from this like restriction that I put on myself. So I never cosplayed any Disney characters because I just didn't think I looked like any of them except for Mulan, and I didn't like connect with her enough to like cosplay her. So I finally got the urge to do Ariel, and I wore her to MCM London. This was the last like kind of trip I took, like last big geeky trip I took with a friend to go to MCM London. And so I made her this outfit, and then I did a little Ariel meetup, and it was so cute. Like this
Aw,
little
little
melody and
melody.
and all these different Ariels. Like, yeah, she's the daughter of I think this Ariel.
Cute.
So it was really neat to see like, fans from like all over the world. And then yeah, I did wear her a couple more times. I think that's about. Oh, and I also did. I managed to get my friends and my family into it. So where? Oh, I did Frankie Stein as well. I started that in Dubai, and I was surprised to find that there was a group of girls that were doing it. So I joined them, and we did a little dance on stage. That was a lot of fun. And then I did, yeah, TV and movies. And then my cousin and I did Lolita versions of Princess Bubblegum and Princess
Lumpy Space Princess.
Lumpy Space Princess, LSP. So this was her like kind of first cosplay ish in 2014, and she's from Australia. So I made this dress and kind of just put this together, and we just had a little fun time. And then I did revamp her with a more proper kind of like Lolita-esque styling.
Lucy, I think I've seen you wear that a long time
Mm-hmm.
ago at like Tempe LibCon or something
Yeah, yep,
a couple years ago.
exactly. That's LibCon West, I think, is where I wore it.
Mm.
And then I managed to coax a bunch of people in to being Bob's Burgers. So Middle East Film and Con 2016, that was the last MEFCC I did before moving back home. These are my cousins, and this is my friend, and then that's my, my ex there as Bob. But everybody had fun. We were so popular. Lots of people loved us. So that was a lot of fun to know that like people loved this little like American show like all the way over in like the Middle East. So that was kind of like my Dubai session, and we're coming up to the end of this. So I'm not going to go too deep into like my current um career, but most of it is video game cosplay. So I'm just going to show you guys here. Actually
Everybody
the
loves
first
a Bowsette.
yeah, actually the first outfit I made when I came back into town was Luna. Oh, I totally forgot about all these characters. Oh well.
You've done a lot. I'm like looking at the tabs and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, actually I forgot I did all of these also in that first season, but whatever. So Luna was the first one I made when I came back. I wore her to Tempe LibCon 2017, and I met a lot of people there for the first time. I met Lena there because I had met up with Sam, and Lena was there. I met Amber. I met Ashley. I think I met Amber Skies, both Ambers. So that was a lot of fun. Yeah. So I can't go back onto the, well, there. Those are the ones I did in 2010. And then most of the other ones I've done since then are all video game stuff. Definitely been taking it a lot more seriously, honing my skill, learning new skills. I would say my most elaborate one since I started is Bahamut.
Mm-hmm.
This one designed by Sunset Dragon. Sam and I did these. It doesn't look amazing. I don't know. I don't know if it looks amazing or not, but this was a lot of different techniques and skill sets. All this
It
stuff
looks
comes off
amazing. I would
magnet.
say the film doesn't do it justice. Be it like the camera. Like you
Yeah.
looked amazing in person. It was so pretty. Both of you guys
Thank
did.
you. Yeah, and
And
then
Lena
Sam
and
also
Dawn.
won.
Like everyone looked good.
Yeah, Sam also won awards in this outfit too. So that was probably one of my most complicated ones, difficult ones. I've done a couple more since then, but let's see. And then of course my most popular one of all is my Bowsette, which I put together on a whim.
Shout
Because
out
I
to
was
Anthony, who loves
like,
Bowsette.
so if you're not familiar with what the Bowsette meme is, it was all based on this one comic strip that some artist did that blew up the internet.
It blew up.
And Bowsette was normally blonde, but somebody made her a redhead because blonde obviously to follow the whole peach meme thing, but red because that's what Bowsette's hair color is. So I chose to be redhead Bowsette. So this one I made the skirt, but that's from my Luna costume. So everything from this is pretty much purchased. I did make the shell myself, and I made the crown and horns myself. Everything else is pretty much pieced together, and it is like my most popular cosplay. I wonder why.
Shows off your best assets. It's just
So yeah, there's like if you want to see all of my, I do need to update it because the last one I put up there was Tifa, and I've obviously got a lot more cosplays since then. Since then, also like my first purchase cosplay was Evelyn, League of Legends, because I used to be really, and not again, not for other people, but for myself. I used to be against myself buying cosplays because I'm like, if I can make it, I should make it. But then, I really wanted to join my friends in a KDA group. So I bought it and that was a lot of fun. I was like, holy crap, this is so much fun. I'm going to do this some more. Went and bought like Tifa outfits and some other outfits. And I just had a blast. Like I love learning all these new techniques of sewing. Um, Actually, I think this one's my most, oh, I don't have it up. My Jasmine in the pink skirt is the pink dress is probably my most intricate. Another popular one of mine is Moana the Wayfinder. That one's always a popular one. So yeah, I definitely have been having a lot of fun, like, branching out and doing a lot more different things as I've grown. And, and also like kind of trying to do more with friends. So we did a Kill Bowser shoot, which we're going to be, the last thing we share because we're almost up.
done.
But where is it? Do you have more on your Instagram? Because I don't have as many pictures.
I think I have an album saved. Let me check.
So it all started with a fan art
Yeah,
in
I have an
Makaria Drake.
album.
Makaria Drake does a lot of Rosalina cosplays. So she did this Kill Bill crossover Mario where Rosalina was, I cannot remember, whoever Daryl Hannah played, I cannot remember.
She played Copperhead, or I don't remember their code names actually.
I know, right? And then I was like, this is fun, Makaria. So I did a Daisy with her at Phoenix Fan Fusion. And it was pretty chill, right? And then all of a sudden we started like dragging in more people. I was like, Lena would be a great Peach. And so this is based off of fan art of Play-Doh Potato. And he only did the 3 girls. So when Matt was like, I want to join, he kind of like styled his Bowser in the same kind of like aesthetic that the artist did. But also managed to like kind of, add in your own flair, right? So, and the funny thing is that you found the jacket at Goodwill. I lent you the sword and the spikes.
Yeah, the spikes. The horns were Diana's from, I believe, Beto.
And then you dyed your hair or colored your hair.
And then I colored my hair, and
that's one of my favorite shots. Go back to that one.
I painted this jacket.
That's one of my favorites, and then the other one.
This one?
The one that swapped. The last one. The last one. Yeah. That's one of my favorites. I like the movement of my Morning Star.
Your chain chomp.
Yeah, my chomp.
Yeah, that was definitely probably one of my favorite shoots we've ever done. Just because it was just a fun mashup. The location was great. M3 photo. I want to work with him again. He was a great photographer. Just really invested and had ideas, and it was great.
He's coming back to town, so I'll let you guys know when. But yeah, we love working with M3. He's based in Texas, but he just knows everybody here, and he does awesome stuff. So I think like my cosplay evolution has become more about like creating stories like that. I really love to cosplay with people, have similar cosplays, and then create a story around it in a photo shoot. This year, I didn't do nearly as many events as I had before, didn't make as much stuff because I was focusing a lot on CosTalk Live. Oh, dear. Excuse me.
I definitely
want to be doing some more creative stuff. So that was our ECCC, our little our little Mario gang.
Yeah.
So
I just
guys,
like that picture.
Wrapping it up here. Yeah. We are wrapping it up here. If you have any questions, throw them in the chat real quick. Next week, December 10, we're doing a wrap up. So we'll do a wrap up of the year, of Cost Talks year, and kind of like our year, and talk a little bit about what we're doing next. No more events for the year. We're going individually to the Geek Gala. I'm going to the Geek Gala. Thermo's going to the Geek Gala. That is this Saturday, which is hosted by the Super Ladies Foundation. It is their big fundraiser. So let me just pull up their thing because I think they're still selling
Yeah,
tickets.
definitely check it out. I don't think I'm gonna go this year, but I've been twice before, and it's a lot of fun. It's a beautiful charity event to support, local
Yeah.
charities here. That's should be important to everyone. They're
They
all
do raffle
fantastic.
baskets to,
Mhm.
to raise money. So let me just share their screen
It's
here.
basically like a Met Gala for like a character you want to wear, and it's a spaced theme this year.
It's Beyond the Stars is the
Beyond the
theme.
Stars, yeah.
So we got a lot of cool, and I say we because I'm trying to join them, but they've been so busy. So they have a lot of like cool donors for the baskets. And you just go to geek.gala on Instagram and you can find information there. Um, and they've been doing giveaways, and they're gonna have a magician there,
Ooh.
raffle, costume contest, lots of fun stuff. So I'm going to throw their Instagram in the chat. Guys, if you want to follow us, you can follow me at jinxcosplay.com, or I'm on socials at the Jinx Cosplay. CosTalk Live is on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Instagram. And you can go to our website, costalk-live.com. And Matt, where can we find you?
I will also post the link in the comments. You can find me. Instagram is really my only active social, especially for the cosplay realm. You can find me at insomni.matt. Insomni just being I like to sleep, and my name is Matt, so it should be easy to remember. But yeah, that's why I changed it there. Also, because I started doing photography as well this year, something I'm trying to delve into. So I've even evolved out of the cosplay realm. But I love cosplay photography, so it's still involved.
So
Um,
if you guys are going to the gala, let us know. Yeah.
oh yeah,
And Matt, did you throw your
I'm
link in the
about
chat?
I'm about to. It's not letting me. It's okay.
Oh, okay. I can do it. Let's see. Dun dun dun, dun. Insomni. There you are.
Excuse
Yeah, so if you're
me.
gonna go to the gala, let us know. We'd love to see y'all. And then here's where you can find Matt.
Excuse me.
Yay. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget it's my birthday tomorrow, December 4th. Ah, say happy birthday. And we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.